What's up, YouTube? I'm Corey, and welcome to my channel, Let's Talk with Corey. But before I get into today's reaction video, wherever you are in the world today, I mean wherever you are in the world today, I really do hope you're having a great day. Let me pause and give a shout out to my subscribers. Whether you've been with me since day one or you're checking in for the very first time, thank you for your support. And to my followers on Facebook, thank you guys for your support as well. What has been trending, guys, lately is TikToker Gail Lewis has come out with an incredible story. Now, cheating is nothing new in the US of A, but the way she described the story of how she just basically found out without really knowing anything, just kind of found out by happenstance, because she wanted, as the story's told by her, and I'm giving you the short end of the long, she says that basically she was waiting on her husband, Harold Lewis, to return back from a trip. And she wanted to check, the airlines, check with the airlines to find out when he was going to arrive back. And she ends up getting more information than what she expected by finding out that he was not the only person on the flight. So then there comes the story. The story gets more interesting when she finds out that her husband of more than 20-some years has cheated on her and had been doing it for a while. And the story gets deep. Now, unbeknownst to us, this story really started back in 2022. And apparently, the woman that her husband has been spending time with, he didn't want to give her up. He's basically saying, hey, we can stay together, we can go to counseling, but I'm not leaving this woman. I want to keep her. And that's when things went left for Gail. And Gail basically said, okay, you give me no other option but to divorce you. But the story gets more interesting because people are starting to chime in about whether or not was Gail dating Harold when he was married himself. Like I said, it just gets deep. And so then other TikTokers, and I'm going to show you guys some clips from some very interesting commentary coming from TikTokers about maybe this whole cheating story that's nearly probably almost 2 years old, year and a half, whatever the case may be. Maybe this is a setup for the come up for Gail and this Real Housewives of Atlanta, because for some reason, here comes Candy making an appearance in a TikTok video with Gail Lewis saying, hey, this is my friend, and like it's all new. Well, something may be to it, and I'm going to let these TikTokers provide their little input. But again, guys, some of this is all alleged until all these other people speak out. The exes of Harold Lewis' ex-wife comes out and says, oh, yeah, Gail was dating my husband, Unless that comes out, it's all alleged. Because right now, we're only getting Gail's story. The husband hasn't said anything. There's obviously been the side chick / girlfriend. She's had some things that she said, but it's not been a lot coming from social media. But guys, I want you guys to check out a few of these TikTokers and what they had to say and make you scratch your head. Now, again, let me say this. Nobody condones cheating, guys. Nobody. And it's a terrible thing. And I think this story caught fire on TikTok and probably other social media outlets because so many people, it hits home with so many women out there who have been cheated on. And let me hold on. And there's guys that get cheated on too by women. And so when this story came out, it was like heartfelt. People were feeling for it, calling Auntie Gail and all that. But is there a plot twist? Is it deeper than what we know? Is this all a setup to get on a reality show? We do not know. I'm going to just say all this is alleged, okay? But it's still an interesting story. This lady should write a book if it's all true. But guys, you check out the clips and be sure to leave a comment on what's your thoughts about this Gail Lewis, Harold Lewis, cheating scandal and such and such. Check out this.
The woman goes viral after finding her husband in the Atlanta airport with his alleged mistress. She shares her story in a 7 or 8 part series talking about how she found out that her husband of 26 years was cheating on her. And the thing about it is the internet sleuths immediately got to work and they found out the name, the exact government name of the alleged mistress. And they have been like dragging her, leaving nasty comments and all of that. But she got tired of feeling like people didn't know the whole story. So she speaks out and she says that I don't understand why Gail Lewis is mad at me when she was also dating that man when he was married. When the man was married to his first wife, he met and started to woo Gail Lewis.
He sets up a date for us like a day or two later. I go to meet him. I walk in and I see something shiny on his hand. So as soon as he said his name, I was like, is that a fashion statement on your finger? Because I was like, I know that's not a wedding ring because I don't deal with married men. And I was like, I asked my girlfriend, were you married? He was like, oh, I never told her that I wasn't married, but you know, my wife and I are having problems. After the fourth time I went out with him, I was like, you know what? I said, that's not right. I was like, if your wife don't know you out with me, this is not right. So I was like, not doing this anymore. So he was like, no, because I'm going to file for divorce. I was like, until you file for divorce, don't reach out to me. You know? So after that, we started to date, kind of like right around the time. I think he filed for divorce like right around that time.
So with all due respect, what's the difference between what the new alleged mistress did and what you did back in the day?
Y'all, this whole Gail and Harold story, y'all, is kind of wild. Let me be clear, though. This picture that was taken with Gail and Harold, with Sabrina and Harold, this was last week, y'all. This was not in 2022. Let me tell you something what I learned. Gail is a former cop, y'all, City of Atlanta cop. And Gail is a Spelman grad, and she may be even been like a journalism major. So she knows how to write the story and create the story to make it seem as if it's in real time and tell it in her own perspective. And I'm not calling Gail a liar, but from the people I know, the people that call me that live in Sugarloaf Parkway and that are from Sugarloaf Parkway, they all know Gail and Harold. And they don't want to be messy, so they don't want to just jump on the story and go on TikTok. But y'all, they say Gail doing a bunch of lying. They say Gail knew this man was married when she took him from her. And she was sleeping with him the whole time. And also, I got direct word from a phone call that this post down here that says I'm his first wife, Gail Lewis, is a liar. That ain't Sabrina, y'all, playing on the internet. That is actually Harold's first wife. And after Harold left his first wife, Gail didn't want him to have interactions with his children and so on, from what I was told. And his children actually grew up poor in Memphis, Tennessee, with his ex-wife. She was going through postpartum. So it's a lot of karma coming back. But at the same time, since Gail has done this and put this story on the internet, she's kind of messing up her case. And she's messing up Harold's money also. Harold is a big-time executive, guys, at a major banking company. And this ain't good for him and his reputation, and it ain't good for Gail. So she's messing up the money to make an attempt to get on a reality show. Now, I'm not going to say she don't know Candy and these other people, because Atlanta's small, y'all, and Sugarloaf Parkway, there's a lot of who's people used to live there, and a lot of people with money used to live there. So I'm sure she does know Candy and a few people, but this is an attempt to get on a reality show.
I'm back. You saw the clips, but this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna read this article coming from Atlanta Black Star. I'm not gonna read the whole article, but it's gonna give you guys who may not have been following Gail Lewis's, she had these different uploads to TikTok as she tells the story, kind of breaks it down part by part, because TikTok doesn't allow you to just basically tell a 1 hour story. So she had to break it down into to tell her story. But anyway, it says, woman shares viral story of catching husband and mistress at the ATL airport following incidental tip from airline. And that's basically what happened, guys. She finds out via, the airlines / credit card, American Express credit card, that her husband was in fact with someone else on his business trips. An Atlanta woman has the social media buzzing after a series of posts detailing how her husband cheating destroyed their 26-year marriage went viral. It indeed went viral, guys. Gail Lewis saga unfolded across 8 videos beginning on January 24th. The first video captured the purported moment she saw her husband with his female companion at the Atlanta airport months after going their separate ways. And see there, that's a key word. All this stuff just didn't happen, supposedly. Okay, allegedly. The nightmare ending to their fairy tale unraveled October of 2022. In her first Storytime TikTok post, Gail rehashed. Now, mind you, October 2022, and first video was available on TikTok in January 2024. So there's obviously been a lot of time in between. Gail rehashed that her husband, Harold Lewis, was due back in Atlanta after an international business trip when she learned of the infidelity. Gail claims that in an effort to confirm his arrival, she called the airline, verified his identity, and was told that he and a female passenger had landed 20 minutes prior. Oh, goddamn. She was stunned and confused. I bet she was. And her husband had not mentioned traveling with the companion. When she asked her husband about the woman, Harold shrugged it off as an airline mistake. His wife didn't believe the story and decided to check the statements for her American Express card, to which she added her husband as an authorized user. When I opened up that bill, the woman that the airline employee mentioned that was on his itinerary, her name was up and down my credit card bill. God damn. Okay. So this wasn't the first time. All right. So it says here, flights here, flights there, flights to Paris, Delta Vacations, a country here, an island there. Gail said, while I thought he was out working and telling me I couldn't travel with him because he didn't want to get distracted. Oh, he had a travel mate, all right. Oh, yeah, apparently so. So it says here, when confronted with the facts, he first attempted to lie and acted though he had no idea who the woman was. But Gail's insistence that he tell the truth eventually helped him accept that the gig was up. He then confessed that the other woman was his girlfriend and that they had been together for a few years. So he kept this secret for 2 years. I mean, tell me, did nobody see him out there in them streets with this woman? Now, of course, they took some trips, but hey, trips only gonna last so long. So, I mean, you out in the public, somebody's seen him. But anyway, guys, let me stop. Says that, he says, then they've been together for a few years. At least I ain't gonna lie no more. I'm sorry I hurt you. But at least I ain't gotta lie anymore, he said, expressing relief. Man, what a burden to carry, right? Until you get busted and you finally decide to confess. Indeed, he was cheating. So Gail, who shares a son with her ex, said she suggested counseling. So she's trying to save the marriage and that they sell their home and move to start over. He was willing to oblige her, but had no interest in ending his indecent romance. So this dude was locked in. He was like, nah, I'm keeping her and we can stay together, but I ain't let my girlfriend go. Damn. He said, oh, I don't want a divorce. I ain't gonna let nobody F up my money, he told her. Gail said she was gutted by his gall to say, I don't want a divorce, but I'm gonna keep seeing her. He also suggested that she needed space from the ordeal to think and that he would leave for 3 to 6 months. Okay, right, on his sabbatical with his woman. If you find somebody, I understand. So this brother was like, hey, look here, Gail. Find who you need to find, but I'm staying with this woman in so many words. But yeah, that's me saying that, not the article. And she said, oh boy, he said, making it clear the only option for her was divorce. I filed for divorce, and each day I've gotten stronger, said Gail, who noted she has since learned that he has had affairs with various women. So it says here, somebody says that please get you a spot on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Could be a great new career for you. Added revenue stream, commented a spectator on last TikTok video. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. Why? I mean, because she's in Atlanta. Obviously, this couple was a well-to-do couple and probably a socialite. The who's who, in Atlanta, when we talk about money, hey, them circles ain't that big. Okay, and there's a lot of money in Atlanta, but there are certain circles. I mean, she's in Candy Burris' circle, and she's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? So again, that's why I was saying these TikTokers are coming up with, I call it TikTok investigators. I mean, they may be busting this thing wide open on whether this is a setup for the come up. But anyway, guys, again, I'm gonna just say allegedly. Says here in a January 28 TikTok post by Real Housewives of Atlanta star Candy Burris, Fans of the franchise learned the two women are real-life friends. See? Burris revealed that she was shocked to learn Gail was a viral storyteller on the platform after posting about the end of her marriage. Yeah, okay, but I'm gonna let you got this. Oh yeah, this revelation of Gail being this great storyteller. It says in the comments, people wrote, get her own show, tag Bravo and Andy Cohen. And in early January, Burris said the network had not notified the cast who will be holding Peaches for season 16, leaving room for viewers to anticipate a major shakeup. Guys, I'm going to end it there. You can read this article for yourself on the Atlanta Black Star. You guys, I'm going to basically end the video, but I want you guys to leave a comment. What's your thoughts? Again, there's no legitimate reason for any man or woman to cheat on their spouse. Hands down. But this is a very interesting story. And guys, again, is it for fame, or she's simply just putting out there as, hey, look, I know other women have been through this, and I'm going to expose this man and his girlfriend and put them out there and let the world judge. All right, guys, saying less is saying more. You saw everything. You leave a comment. What's your thoughts about the Gail Lewis story? What do you think about what the TikTokers had to say? And then, guys, as always, thanks for stopping by on the Pull Up. Let's Talk with Corey. Hit that subscribe button. Let's Talk with Corey out.